Peter, originally named Simon, was a fisherman from Galilee. He lived a simple life, casting nets, mending boats, and working alongside his brother Andrew. But one day, everything changed. Jesus called out to him, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." Matthew chapter 4:19. Without hesitation, Simon dropped his nets and followed. From that moment forward, he was no longer just a fisherman. He was a disciple of the Messiah. Jesus gave him a new name, Peter, meaning rock. And though Peter would eventually become a rock of the early church, his journey was far from steady. He was bold but impulsive, full of faith but often ruled by fear. He saw miracles, walked on water, and witnessed the transfiguration of Jesus. Yet he also doubted, misunderstood Jesus' mission, and failed him. In his darkest hour, Peter's greatest failure came the night Jesus was arrested. He had promised to stay by his side even if it meant death. But when the pressure came, Peter denied Jesus 3 times. And then the rooster crowed. In that heartbreaking moment, Peter remembered Jesus' words and wept bitterly. He was broken, ashamed, and unsure if he could ever be restored. But Jesus wasn't finished with him. After the resurrection, Jesus met Peter on the shore of Galilee. 3 times he asked, "Do you love me?" And 3 times Peter said yes. Jesus responded with a call, "Feed my sheep." In that moment, Peter was forgiven, restored, and commissioned. Empowered by the Holy Spirit on the day of Pentecost, Peter stood boldly before the crowds and preached Christ crucified and risen. Thousands came to faith. The same man who once cowered in fear now proclaimed the gospel with courage. He performed miracles, faced prison, and helped lead the early church. Through Peter, God brought the message of salvation not only to the Jews, but also to the Gentiles. Later in life, Peter wrote 2 powerful letters, 1st and 2nd Peter, filled with encouragement for suffering Christians, warnings against false teachers, and calls to stand firm in the truth. According to church tradition, Peter was eventually martyred in Rome. He was crucified, and feeling unworthy to die as his Lord did, he asked to be crucified upside down. Whether that detail is certain or not, it reflects the deep humility and devotion that marked the end of his life. Peter's story reminds us that no failure is final in the hands of Jesus. God doesn't choose the perfect, he perfects those he chooses. From denial to devotion, from weakness to leadership, Peter's life is a testimony of grace, forgiveness, and the power of transformation.